Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Hey, very good Thursday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada Storage, experts live right here in Edmonton Sports. Stuck your clear choice of Edmonton Sports. Brought to you by Play Alberta. Yeah, I'm late today on this show. I got caught up talking with Eric and Dave and Trev. And then Jasmine came in and we got distracted even more. And then all of a sudden I looked and it was like, oh my God, it's 9:08. We're late. Matt Iwanyk, Jasmine Sidhu with you on the show today. Jolene Latimer joining us on the show as well today. But these roads are... January-esque, so the roads are icy. So I think the door just opened, so she'll be here momentarily on the show. Dusty. Oh, Dustin's watching from his hotel room in Winnipeg. LOL.
Good morning.
Apologies, Dusty.
Dusty, what's up? Good for you. Yeah, TSN, right? He's going to be...
Yeah, well, not people here won't be able to see it unless you get the NHL Center Ice Package or whatever the heck it's called these days.
A lot of people have it.
Jets, Sharks, he's on the call, so he's out in Winnipeg. Just some things needed to catch up on with JMO and stuff. So now we're here. We got a show. I can't wait to have Jolene on. Obviously, Oilers, we've got the last game of the season tonight.
Yeah.
Them, Canucks, Ducks, Kings are trying to figure out their playoff position. We now know the Oilers can't finish first of the Pacific. But Jolene also is from, not too recently, was in Italy for the Olympics and Paralympics.
So working for NBC covering the Olympics. So
we're going to have to get her story on that.
Yeah, can't wait to hear that.
Casino Dealer J, it says Lacoste on Jasmine's sweater.
Oh, yeah, it's Lacoste. You know what? It's so cold. This is bizarre. Let's get this straight, everybody, about our pronger conversation yesterday. I just went, sorry, you got to do
No, continue. I was going to go off of weather.
Oh, yeah, but I was going to tell everybody, this is the thing about defending the city. Good morning, Jolene.
Right there.
It is usually average 11 degrees around this time. Am I not right, Josh?
Did you want a bottled water? Yes, there are. Would you like a bottled water? Okay. You can sit over there by Jasmine. It's better.
So, yeah, this is just freak weather. I was getting all, the YEG wave Twitters, links sent to me yesterday from my BC cousins, and it was I know, I live here.
2 degrees for the high today with this snow. 9 degrees tomorrow with some showers, and then 11 and sunny on Saturday, 15 and sunny on Sunday, 18 and sunny on Monday, 21 degrees on Tuesday, 17 degrees on Wednesday. That's going to just keep spinning. So you just have to see. This is I have to tell.
Do I have to slouch a little bit?
No, you just if you push it up as high as you can, and then you can slowly bring it down to the level you want.
Okay.
No, don't spin it at all though, because that's gonna do nothing.
I'm spinning.
Little bit of a.
There you go.
And now jumping morning.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can you guys all hear me out there?
I hope
sure
so.
They can.
Okay.
Yes, I think we can.
Yeah.
But that's our forecast. And when I look ahead, Monday night overnight low is 6 degrees. Tuesday night overnight low is 7 degrees. So. I think
I'm so ready for it. I'm done with this weather. I'm done with driving in this weather.
Done with the drivers in this weather.
The roads today. I'm curious if anyone else had a bad commute because the roads were weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, we've been driving in this for months. For months now.
Yeah.
but it's icy that you're just not expecting.
It is icy.
There was a trailer over here that was across the meridian.
Yes, I saw that on my Google Maps, so I took a different route.
That's when I had to wait a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
And that was him already backing up a little bit. I don't know how he did that. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
It was something else on those roads today. So
It really was. I am so desperate for spring that I have been every single day because I hate the brown trees. I like this. This is my least favorite season in Edmonton. March and April and the first part of May I just can't stand. And so I just want to blot out the trees from my view. So I've been looking at the weather app every single day to think, when can I put out my umbrella, like my patio stuff? Because and once this melts, I think we're free from snow. Yeah, exactly.
Although I've learned that there are no wood studs behind there. We have metal ones. So
as soon as this melts, when we get that nice warm weather on the weekend, I'm putting up my summer umbrella. I'm putting out my patio stuff. I'm going to Home Depot, whatever one has a garden center already, because I don't know which ones do. I'm buying whatever flowers are already blooming and putting them on my deck.
I don't know if they'll have any garden centers open. I think you might have to go to a greenhouse.
Ooh, that's a bit of a commitment. Well, we'll see. I
'Cause-
love to go to the garden center. It feels so much like spring, you know?
Oh, it's great.
It's all green inside.
Whenever a garden
It's great,
center
and
opens,
then
I
there's
just
like the
race
birds
there.
migrate there, and the birds
Yeah.
are chirping.
You hear the fountain.
Yes, it's awesome. We're at a time where we need it. It's time. Like, look, the Oilers are going to end their regular season tonight. It's time for the spring weather.
It is
It's playoffs,
time.
Dragged out. The winter is dragged out. This
and it's a later Oilers season.
yeah, this regular season is dragged out. Man, give me playing
I am
tournament
so
any day.
done with winter, but yeah, that's my one gripe about Edmonton. Like, I don't have a lot of problems with Edmonton. I think it's a fine city, but one thing is that March, April, May, it's this weird in between time because it's not winter, so you can't do like cross country skiing or downhill skiing even or whatever. But then it's definitely not spring. Like, you can't really get outside. It's just weird, and it's brown and it's sad.
Well, like I said, it's unusual.
dusty.
Yeah,
we'll get
exactly.
we'll get like a cold week, warm week, cold week. But it's just been cold.
Yeah.
Snow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like, well, a couple days ago, I think we hit a high of about close to 15 degrees this week.
yeah.
Yesterday's -7.
Yeah. Like, what the heck?
Like, that's a significant temperature change that our bodies have to go through
Well,
in a very short span.
There are people who like are very sensitive to those swings in pressure.
Yes.
Yeah. They get migraines and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like dry skin.
Oh yeah, that's been brutal.
Migraines, dry skin, just equal in terms of the misery.
Yeah.
Although I know that for some people, I guess, the dry skin can be.
It has been very dry though. I've been using like every type of lotion I can like
too.
muster up from the back of my drawer.
And then the golf, I don't know if any golf course is opened yet. I doubt it.
Yeah.
But now next week we should be hearing a lot of courses open up, and
Oh, that's a relief. I might
It's
just go even
time.
if it's brown because I need to like feel like it's springtime.
Yeah. That brown. In all fairness, like it's brown. It was brown in Chicago. Just so you know, I was like, can't hate on Edmonton to be brown. Obviously, then it'll
Yeah,
be nice
exactly.
and green.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I was just in Boston and it was brown there too.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, like this. I guess it's most of North America at this time of year.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
It's just
It's fine.
tough.
It's fine.
It goes on just
it's
a little
not
too
fine.
long. It goes on
Honestly,
just a
for
little
me,
too
it's
long.
not fine. This is it's time. It's time. Like, I'm not even asking for those 20 degrees that we're seeing on Tuesday yet. Like this, I just want 7 to 12 degrees.
Yeah.
That's it. If it wants to rain a little bit, it could rain a little bit, but no snow and no below zero.
Done
type
with
things.
the snow. I want to see some green grass though.
Yes.
I want
Yeah.
to see it.
And not the fake grass. I don't like the fake grass.
But actually, like some of the things in my yard are already coming up because there were some warm days, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like my green onions they're green.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, but the snow probably killed them, but yeah. And like I have poppies. Like poppies are always the first things for me that come up really quickly. Those are green. Like they're ready to go. We just got to get some consistent weather happening.
Which I think for the first time, looking at Environment Canada's forecast, this might be the first time I've seen this year in 2026 consistent warm weather for a period of time where it's like, okay, maybe it's done. Maybe spring is now finally here.
Yeah.
With these upcoming forecasts. So
I think Josh Clausen said it is. I think he's like, this is the finale.
Well, if he said it, then it's definitely
Yeah.
true.
let's find what Josh has to
Yeah.
say here.
He's legit.
Although Josh might be a little sad that Live Golf might be coming to a close. He's the only person I know that likes Live Golf.
Well, yeah, the Oilers season and this weather, maybe it's all a sign. It's all a sign. And you know what? If one fire has the audacity to appear in Edmonton or Alberta, considering what it's been through,
Right. Do not
Yeah.
ruin our summer. We've waited so long.
I will. Okay, I will find you. Just kidding. I will take you out. No, but yeah, let's just say it. It's good for the farmers, right?
That's the one thing you could fall back on.
Yeah.
Is it good for the farmers though? Like, is it?
I
to have
don't
it
know.
really,
We're supposed to say that. A farmer, please do reach
yeah,
out. And
please. Anyone
fact
who
check
knows
that.
about farming, let us know if.
Yeah,
this
that's my
is good
favorite
for
thing
you.
about this time of year when like rains are. It's farmers need it.
Yeah.
It's like we just say that.
You know,
You know, it didn't snow once in Vancouver.
at all this
Not
year?
once. They had like I think maybe a day of like wet, like it was just a little bit, but it wasn't really snow.
The thing about Vancouver, of course, this is not a hot take at all, is that yes, there's no snow, but like every time I go there in the winter, it's torrential downpour. It's like so wet or drizzly. Like it's not sunny like we have here.
No, gloomy,
Yeah.
soggy. I always call it soggy, the soggiest city in the world.
And wet, just like wet. I was there for the Vancouver Golden Knights' first home games. That's the PWHL team that's there. I think this was in early December, and it was just like it was raining hard. Like it wasn't even like little misty or whatever. It was like raining, like full on. You need an umbrella, probably need rain boots. And I'm like, this is just Vancouver. It's just like this.
Yeah,
Which to me is a little bit too soggy.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Soggy
don't know.
Uggs.
Yeah.
We do get so much sunlight in Edmonton.
Yeah.
It
It's
is
a
very
blessing.
We're
nice.
spoiled that way.
Yeah.
Clausen Layden is, because he always does a weather blast. It's an article that if you go to his Twitter or you go to the CTV Edmonton website, it's there. The ending of his blast for today was this weekend represents a significant flip in the weather pattern. We've been cooler than average through the first half of April, but the back half is trending average to warmer than average
Okay, that's
for the
good
rest
news.
of this month. So I think I'm going to speak on behalf of Josh Clausen. I'm going to put words in his mouth and say Josh Clausen says, this is over. Here comes spring.
That is good news.
Josh could get mad at me and I'll get a text at some point, but I am going to just make that declaration on behalf of Josh Clausen, as per Josh Clausen.
Love it. Own it.
I'm not going to own it. if it's wrong, I'm like, Josh said it. Josh said that one. Were you in town? Were you back in town for the recent PWHL game?
I was. Yeah,
How
I
was
watched
it?
That. It was good. It was again like
Because
slightly.
that was last week.
It was on. I think it was April 7th.
Yeah,
Or,
okay.
Yeah, something like that. So it was interesting in a couple ways. It was Boston versus Vancouver. Boston was at the top of the standings, and then Vancouver's like they were fighting for a playoff spot, and it was like I think the score was 5-1 Boston. So yeah, it's interesting because I just went for lunch with their GM, we were talking a lot about why the expansion teams in the PWHL are not doing so well this year because everyone kind of thought they're stacked because they had like a really strong expansion. The way that they like pick teams seemed to favor the expansion teams. But they're not. So the Golden Knights are not doing well. The Seattle team is not doing so well. And it was interesting just to see the two teams face off and just how great the gulf was between the top and the bottom of the league. Because for the most part, the league has been like very, very close. Like last year, it would be like, literally it would come down to the last game who's getting into the playoffs there's just so much parity. And I think like Ottawa squeaked into the playoffs and, went all the way to the finals. So this year it's a little bit different. So that was interesting. It was interesting to see like almost a Team USA Olympic goalie rematch with Emmerich Smashmeyer and then Aaron Frankel on the fleet. That was an interesting thing to watch. Crowd was, again, so this is the fourth women's hockey event that we've had in Edmonton this year. And I think across the board, everybody I've talked to in hockey, whether it's here in the States, has been a little surprised by the attendance in Edmonton.
In what way?
It's been lighter than
Yeah.
people thought because the first takeover tour game last year here sold out.
Yes.
And the energy was amazing. And the city really, really came together to like put a lot of like events around it and really celebrate it. So based on that energy, the PWHL gave us 2 games this season.
Plus, we got the 2 rivalry games.
Yeah. And then they obviously are expanding next season. So there was those 2 games obviously were part of the evaluation process to figure out where to go. And every game has been quite, I would say, lightly attended now. I think like they might have hit 11,000 for the first game, and then the audience was somewhere 10 something. Can't remember the total. They closed off the upper bowl for this one, or portions of the upper bowl.
10,794.
Yeah.
So just over 10,7 for this second stop.
Yeah, and I think the first was 11. Maybe it was a bit more.
December 27th was 10,2.
Okay, so it's close. So the same then.
Yeah, but then Feb last year, it was 17.5.
Yeah.
So like a sold out for that one.
Yeah. So it's been a little confusing to a lot of people why why the attendance was so light. Back in December, they said, well, it's December. I mean, I think it was December 27th.
Yeah.
Like, that's a tough sell, right? And for the rivalry series games, they said, oh, it was a super big cold snap, which is true. Plus, Hockey Canada didn't do much to promote them.
Those ones were expensive too.
Were they?
When I looked at the
cost.
rivalry prices, they were pricey, and they were like, this isn't. I want to say cheapest was over 50.
Which is expensive because you would, one of the main crowds is families, right?
Yes.
So that's
2
tough
tickets
to
is
get
$100 right off the bat.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where like the Oil Kings do well with the families, because I could be wrong. I want to say 20, maybe it's 25 is as low as you can get.
Yeah.
Like, there weren't any of those cheaper tickets to get in. I looked at the rivalry series one, and I'm like, I'm not surprised, because it's just tickets are way too expensive. And Hockey Canada put zero promotion
They
into
did
it.
not. That was my biggest gripe with it. Like, they really didn't do much, which is frustrating because you see, like, on the American side, when they have their rivalry series, like, they actually put so much effort into panels. They get the athletes to go into classrooms, run clinics, do all, like, they make it exciting, right? Which is what the PWHL did for the first takeover tour. But Hockey Canada didn't do much this time around, so I wasn't surprised that it didn't sell well.
They just have an arrogance in a way that it's just like, well, I will go to Edmonton and they'll just make us money. And it's like, well, you still got to let people know that these games are happening.
Yeah, no one even knew that it was going on.
There were points where I was just like, oh, it's rivalry week. There's like, he was just so surprised, because
Yeah.
I knew there was 4 games between the PWHL and rivalry coming, but it was just also, and then like it just popped. I'm like, oh, it's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero any pre-attention to it.
Almost like did they even, I don't know, because I'm not on their like local press list, but did they even email like the press to say like,
There was, I think, at a point, I think Reed got something at one point, and he was trying to reach out to get guests, because I think they had reached out. But then he even struggled getting guests, though. Like, they didn't have people for him.
yeah.
And he was trying
weird.
to be like, hey, I have time, and I've got this time. And like, well, we'll see. We might be able to get you this person's like, well, with all due respect, you need to get us someone to
Yeah.
promote your game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like they're doing you a favor, and you're like, we're both doing each other favors.
Yes.
Like, yeah. So, yeah, and in an Olympic year, like there should have been way more energy around those games. I mean, that was the last tune-up before the Olympics, so that was disappointing to see. And then with the takeover tour game a couple of weeks, or April 7th, whenever it was.
So that'd been just a week ago.
Yeah, my brain is mush right now. Yeah, that was the same thing. It was like there was a little bit lackluster. And when you see the crowds for other cities, because they're really turning out in other cities, it wasn't exactly what I was hoping for from Edmonton, just because we had such a great crowd last time. So yeah, I don't know. Who knows what the future holds? Who knows when they'll be back?
The chat was saying basically that there was a lot of stuff going on at that time, and the tickets were way too expensive.
Oh,
But was that for
rivalry?
rivalry, or was that for PWHL?
For rivalry, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, right,
and
yeah.
it was like right before Christmas. It was just a really tough time of year. It was cold. Tickets were expensive. I understand all that. The Hockey Canada stuff is somewhat like separate to me, just because like it's two different types of things. Like,
Yes.
Yeah. So I thought the rivalry would be a tough sell, even though it's the best players. But
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, so Wheels did say there was a lot going on for last week for the second game. Scotty knows, says it was the weekday time slot for us. Would have gone to a weekend game with our girls, but evening is a non-starter for their age still for us. But where I'll counter from a PWHL perspective is if they're looking at, is Edmonton a viable market? Well, you're not getting just weekend games.
exactly.
If you're getting a full slate of PWHL, they're sitting there going, okay, you're going to get a weeknight. Are you going to show up for a weeknight? And the message basically from, if Scotty's like, I'm not putting you on the spot here, Scotty, but if it's like, if that's kind of Edmonton's message, well, we'll do it if it was a weekend. From PWHL perspective, that's not, okay, you're a great spot for us to bring an occasional game, but you're not a viable market for us now then. Because we need you to support us. 50, how many, do you know how long is the regular season again?
I can't remember exactly how many games, but it goes from November to April.
So let's say 40 games just for, so we need you to support us for 20 games, and that includes weeknights.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where I get that point from Scotty's perspective. Is like, yeah, on weeknights or weekends, it is a lot easier to bring family and stuff, but Oil Kings have to deal with a full schedule for families and stuff too. And I guess, and where's the PWHL level for attendance? And I don't know. I feel like 10 those are pretty good.
30 games per team.
Total?
Yeah.
So 15.
Is it
home.
30
It says,
home?
it says regular season consists of 30 games per team. The season begins on November 21st,
Yeah.
concludes April 25th, featuring a total of 120 league-wide games, including a break for the Olympics.
Yeah, double A saying is 30 regular season
Okay.
games. So 15.
Okay.
15
So,
home,
but
15
there's
away.
going to be weeknight games. So I'm maybe they even put it on a weeknight to test it because they need to see, are people going to turn out?
We gave you the weekend at one point. Okay, great. Now are you going to support it with, and it just saying there's a lot of things going on. Well, PWHL is trying to see where are you prioritizing us?
Yeah.
If there's a
always
lot
gonna
going
be-
on and you come out for us, then PWHL will be like, this is our market.
Exactly.
But if you don't, then PWHL might go, oh, okay, put Edmonton on the back burner a little bit. Where else can we go?
Yeah, exactly. Like there's always going to be a lot of stuff going on. Like that's a given. So they need to know when there's a lot of stuff going on, are there fans who are going to come out for us? And then I understand for parents with young kids, obviously that's a difficult ask. That's not the only demographic that comes out to PWHL games. So, they need to see how many people from the other demographics are going to show up weeknight. Because there are there are a lot of young people at the games, young, I don't know, singles or groups of people. It is a fun, it's not just like a family event.
It's like a night out on the town.
Yeah,
kinda
it is a
thing.
good night out. It's actually a great girls' night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's fun.
I was going to say, so the WNBA, they promote a lot of, Toronto Tempo now being the new franchise. And I was telling the guys last week, I'm like, I was shopping on Sephora because the sale's on right now, guys. Everybody 20% off for Rouge. Okay.
20% on Sephora?
for Rouge, yeah, for Rouge.
And why are we still sitting here and not at Sephora?
But so anyways, I was looking at some stuff that you could add on additionally for your points. And they had a couple Tempo crew necks, and they were really nice. And that would be cool if PWHL could do that.
Yeah,
Something like that.
They
Yeah.
have
Sephora sells clothing?
Yeah, they sell all sorts of stuff.
I thought it was just makeup and stuff.
It's makeup, skincare, and then you get tote bags and stuff like that.
Didn't know they had clothing.
I don't go in there anymore. It's too overwhelming for me. I get my makeup at Shoppers now.
Oh, I get a lot from Amazon now too.
Shoppers
Yeah.
has when you go to one with a full makeup section, they actually have incredible brands. A lot from France too that are hard to get over here.
No, she's right. She's right until they get popular and the price goes up.
Yeah.
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 That's where I get my cologne.
I think the PWHL's makeup sponsor is Elf.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure though. But
Elf is great.
Yeah, I
That's actually my go-to.
Is
on
it?
yeah.
If you're shopping at the drugstore.
Yeah, I have it as sorry boys. This is that would
No,
be my,
it's
that'd be my
hey,
back.
guys. It's good to know for guys out there.
I'll wear my expensive stuff if I'm going out, but then I'll wear Elf or whatever if it's just going to work or something.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good everyday
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they are partnered with Elf if I can remember correctly. That's a big part of building the women's sports brand ecosystem is getting ecosystem in general is getting brands who are not endemic to the sport to jump on board. So it's good to see makeup sponsors. It's good to see Barbie as part of the PWH or a sponsor for PWHL.
Oh, because the doll, the actual doll in the
They
I see
had
that.
Barbie the
Yeah.
Sarah Nurse. They had a Sarah Nurse one. They had a couple others. Can't remember. The weird thing. Did you guys hear about the controversy with Ozempic also sponsoring the PWHL?
No, but I can see why.
Was
Obviously,
it Ozempic or it was Wegovy? I think it was Wegovy.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so they were also sponsored. I don't know if they still are, but I have a picture of Wegovy, the boards, the advertisement there, and then Barbie right beside it. And people are like, this is terrible messaging for young people.
Although Hockey Night in Canada has had Ozempic.
Yeah, I know. And it's
But
If you
not-
watch on Sportsnet.
Not Barbie at the same time, though.
No, I know, but the Sportsnet
That's
panel
the-
being, you just see Ozempic everywhere.
Yeah.
true.
And they never tell you what Ozempic's for.
And I honestly do not have a problem with any weight loss drug at all. Like that works great.
Although it's for
some people.
diabetes.
Yeah.
Well, whether it's for diabetes or weight loss, literally do not have a problem with it. If that's what works for you, that's awesome. The one thing is like putting it beside the perfect image of a woman.
Look like Barbie.
The optics.
Use
the optics are
the
a
other
little
one.
bit, yeah.
Whatever that is.
I looked at the boards on April 7th and I didn't see any weight loss advertisements. So I don't know if they changed that or
sometimes you just have to be careful of where things are put.
Yeah.
I get Casino Dealers Jay's point in the nasty chat on this one, but it also like I'm going to counter. He says a sold out weeknight game with two teams that aren't Edmonton owned would be tough. And I get that. But there is also, if Edmonton wants a PWHL team, you get only so many games and these are tests. And if Edmonton really wants a team, you have to find a way to show up for these. So then the PWHL goes, we're giving you your own team. And if Edmonton isn't part of the next round of expansion, we could look at the attendance of these games and go, this is why.
Yeah. I think like, yes, of course it's not two Edmonton teams or whatever, but you have one of the biggest stars in the league, Sarah Nurse, maybe not like the best, stats or whatever, but she's one of the most recognizable faces in the league. You have the best goaltender in the league with Erin Frankel. You have Megan Keller coming off of an incredible Olympic performance. I know she's on, Canada was on the losing side of that performance. So that stings a little bit. But then you have a ton of national team members on the Golden Eyes. So I don't know, like without having a team in Edmonton, I don't know how much more relevant that you could get for like a matchup game. Like I feel like there were a lot of entry points there for fans. Like understanding there's no Edmonton team, so we don't have that storyline, but there's a lot of other storylines. So to your point, if you do want a team, you have to find a way to show up. And if you don't show up, then that sends a message and like that's what the league was evaluating from the start of the season. So
yeah, the league's not going to look at the full nuance of everything and look at, okay, what was going on in the city? What's this? They're just going to go, okay, this is what the attendance, this is what they charge. We were here, and here. How did they do? And they're going to value it based off of that one. And if we're not part of it, we could point to reasons why. I do like the other controversy that came from that game, though. And that was a bunch of the Vancouver players wearing Oiler jerseys.
Was that controversial?
People in Vancouver upset.
Oh.
Because they were wearing Oiler jerseys. And they're going, what are you doing wearing Oiler jerseys?
It's well, she is related to an Oiler.
Yes,
Yeah.
There was a controversy
Whatever.
with the fact that they were from Vancouver wearing Edmonton Oiler jerseys.
Oh, please. What else? I mean,
The Golden Eyes, give me a break.
someone on the other team wore an Oiler jersey too. Someone on the
Yeah, but that's not Vancouver.
Yeah.
But that's so unfair because it's like it's a new franchise and stuff. Like it does not belong to you.
And they were
Vancouver?
guests in our town.
The Golden Eyes.
They would belong to Vancouver.
Well, like we're all allowed to also like them.
I
Are we
know,
not?
but for the city, they represent the city of Vancouver now.
Okay.
Right?
I see what you're saying.
So from a Vancouver Canucks fan's perspective,
Okay.
to be like, you're a team in our city and you're wearing our rival's jersey?
So wait, can I still become a fan of the goal? Like I said, I wanted to be a fan last time we were on the show. I was like, I want to support them.
I don't know. Go talk to your cousins in Vancouver. There is Vancouver that had the beef
Yeah,
on
right.
this.
They'd have a heyday with that one.
It was the Vancouver fans that had the beef. I don't know. I just know that there was big, huge issues of like, how dare you wear an Oiler jersey because you're from Vancouver and that's the Oilers. And it's like, well, that is her. There's relations here. And,
Exactly.
But
and they were guests in our town. They were
Yeah.
being good guests. I think there's nothing wrong with it.
I have a question for you from the text line. You guys can text in at 780-218-9999. This is unsigned. How is the game atmosphere for PHWL games being done? PWHL games being done. Are they trying to go to the NHL route or WHL? I ask because WHL games in all cities are promoted so well that the game atmosphere is done so well to bring in families, where it's different for NHL games.
Okay, interesting.
So who's the target audience basically? Is it
Yeah.
family? Is it
It's
women
not
or is it
just families. I've gone to a bunch of PWHL games and it's not just families. They are part of it, but it's also like young people. I would say it's a lot of people who love hockey, but don't necessarily feel like they fit in a traditional NHL atmosphere. And there's tons of people like that who maybe like maybe they don't like some of like the sexual assault stuff that's in men's hockey, that's come out in men's hockey, and they're just so turned off from that, but they still love hockey. So they'll come out to a PWHL game. It's people who like just would rather support women, whether that's other women or whether it's just, I don't know, like guys who like women's sports because they see the value in it. Like you see people like that at games. You do see a lot more people from the LGBTQ community. And I've talked to them about like why they tend to come out to PWHL games more. They just like feel way more welcome there. No surprise, like some of the biggest stars in the league are married to each other. So it's a lot more of an open environment. And they feel comfortable. And even LGBTQ families, bringing their families to a PWHL game feels a lot more comfortable. And then, yeah, you see like big friend groups because tickets are usually cheaper. They're easier to get. So for a night out, it's easier to do a night out at a PWHL game. So you see a lot of that. Yeah, so it's a big mix. So it's not just families. The in-game atmosphere is really fun. And I've heard people say this about all women's sports, not just PWHL, but they say, oh, you go to a men's sporting event because you want to feel adrenaline. And you go to a women's sporting event because you want to feel dopamine. It just feels really like happy and positive. So that's the biggest difference I could say.
That's interesting. I was just thinking like in my generation or our generation, a lot of my friends have daughters and it's this like massive girl dad culture now. And I feel like that's like going to be your audience and your target.
It's funny with
some
that
of it,
too.
but it's not all of it.
The Lakers, when Dusty went to that Lakers game, it was girl dad night.
Oh, cute.
It's because I was watching and I got the feed of like the in-house feed, and they even had at halftime the cheerleaders came out and the cheerleaders had their dads with them. Aww. And it was them and their dads cheerleading.
Oh, that's
it was
so
awesome.
cute.
That's fun.
It was so
In their cheerleader outfits. That's awesome.
They were covered up more.
Oh, okay, good.
I pointed out to Kayla. I was like, yeah, they're
Gonna wear some of that stuff around.
a little bit longer. Like they had a couple of little outfits over top. You're like, yeah, they're a little more covered right now with their dads.
That. Yeah.
And then later on, you saw some of those layers came off again.
But
you're like,
when
with the
dad's
dads,
gone.
it was. They're a lot more covered. But yeah, watching the dads dance with the girls, it was funny. It was very cool. I think Dusty got like a girl dad hat type thing.
That's fun.
that.
And he gave it to Elizabeth when.
That's cool.
That's a great like theme night.
Yeah. It was really neat. I will. There's a lot of criticisms that could be had of Barstool for many reasons, but they have like a girl dad type brand
like
that they have out there.
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
a big one that they have. Do you know how many approximately teams you think the PWHL might expand next? Because Chicago's being rumored as one of the big ones. That's
Where
getting
did you hear that rumor?
all over Twitter.
Oh,
I did too. Yeah.
Because what did I see? Like people were even picking like knowing which rink it was going to and their head offices were going to be. So like Twitter was all over the idea that it might be Chicago. Is it going to be 2? Or you can't say anything?
Is it going to be 2? There's so much talk back and forth.
Okay.
Right? I don't know. It would make sense if it was 4 because you would think logically they want to fill out a Western Conference.
Because they're at 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I know I saw the head coach of, I think, Vancouver came out and he said the travel is tough.
I asked that question.
Was that from you?
Yeah, I asked that question. And then it went like, it actually got like a lot of, like CBC clipped it and I was like, oh my God, I should have clipped it. They got so many like shares from it.
Because it did, when you have 2 teams that are so far west, like that travel is going to be an impact.
Yeah. I mean, he said that coming off of like an 18-day road trip. So they were totally exhausted, which is why I asked. I think it was fair that they were exhausted. Yeah, like they do have pretty tough travel. And it's not just the travel for putting some other teams on the West. It would be like to expand the national footprint to make them more attractive to a broadcaster. But that being said, there's also a lot of really strong markets on the East. And I would be surprised if they didn't take advantage of some of those markets. So, yeah.
Well, that's what the majority of the footprint of TV audience is.
Yeah.
I forgot what it is. I think it's like 60% East Coast or something.
I think it must be hard at some point to justify putting a team in like a weaker Western market when you know that there's a really strong Eastern market. So I'm sure that they're kind of weighing that because it's not even just fan attendance. It's the media. How many people in the media are there? What kind of coverage are they going to get? What's the buzz on social media? Those are all things they look at. So I think that they have some markets in the East that are really going to be like, they're putting up strong cases right now. On the West, I've heard the Chicago rumor too. I think that it would be crazy not to look at Denver. They've had like a couple of really good turnouts for their takeover tour games, and they're well positioned, right, geographically. I've always said if they go to Denver, I thought they would come to Alberta as well. I hoped they would come to Edmonton, but there's also another city in Alberta that wants a team. So I don't know.
Stupid Kelly.
I have a question. So if hypothetically the Edmonton pitched for the team, how would the scheduling be though at Rogers, considering there's so many like other, like there's the Oil Kings, there's concerts, venues, all that stuff, right? Let alone the Oilers. Could that impact them to be like, maybe they wouldn't want to go in that direction?
Depends. I don't think we're talking about 15 extra dates.
Yeah.
There's a lot of open dates at Rogers still. You could make that work. Like in Calgary, they have three hockey teams that play at the Saddle Dome. So, and we're not talking about adding another 40 games. Right now, you're only adding 15. You could make that work. Like how it might get tough. Part of it would be, and I don't know how many teams in the PWHL would have this, but the Oilers logo would be on the ice at center ice. Because if you're playing at Rogers Place, in that perspective, I don't know how many other teams have their own logo or
There's only
share
one
building.
team that has their own logo on center ice. It's the Golden Eyes.
It is them?
Because they have their own spot.
They're the
right?
primary. They're
the primary tenant.
people at Pacific Coliseum, and that is huge. Like when you walk into that Coliseum and you see all the branding and you see the logo at center ice, it's such a different feeling than being a sort of extra in a building. And even the players, like they all talk about how it just, when they go to work and they arrive at the facility, it feels like everything is for them, and that's just something they've never had before. So that is really cool. But that's not a factor in evaluating markets, but it's just a nice plus that they have that there.
Because like you think even back in the day, like crypto is one of the busiest arenas in the world, I would assume. They have had 2 NBA teams, an NHL team, and a bunch of concerts that roll through town. And they found a way to make it work.
Yeah, I think
so. You would be able to make it work.
Scheduling is not so much the problem as much as like financially does it work for everybody involved, I think, in Edmonton. And not just about ticket sales, but about like what are the like the overall logistics of how things are going to work, and does everybody feel like they're getting a fair deal? I think that's more of like what would be more of like a concern in Edmonton.
And then who owns it? Because isn't PWHL all one owner?
Yeah.
There's no private.
Oh.
Or there's no individual owners.
Yeah, exactly.
So would OEG want to welcome in fully?
Right.
The main guy running this is the guy that owns the Dodgers, owns the Lakers, Mark
Right.
Walters.
Mark Walter,
right.
yeah. So would OEG be
told me that,
interested
yeah.
if they don't have a piece of the pie?
Yeah.
It's a fair question. Yeah.
That's like, but Mark he's got big money. Very glad he's now in charge of the Lakers.
Yeah.
It's nice to have him around.
But what were we saying just a step before that? Because I was going to add something interesting, but now my thought.
We were talking about the expansion locations.
Yeah.
Then we got into adding them. I mentioned the being logo on center ice and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's where I was going to go with that. So I've been I was in Hamilton recently for the Junos, and they have that completely renovated.
The brand new Cops Coliseum, which is TD Arena or something like that.
Something. Another TD. Who knows? There's so many of them. And I mean, it's gorgeous, obviously. They're like the work that they've done on it. And they're really trying to make Hamilton happen as like a destination. And of course, they're getting an AHL team. I've long thought they could get a PWHL team. I wondered if Ottawa would move there because Ottawa has a lot of arena troubles.
Yeah.
Or if, could they get an expansion team? I don't know. But I wonder if they go there, if they would get their logo on center ice. That's what I was wondering. And I think maybe they would be the primary tenant if they would muscle out the AHL team. I mean,
I don't know.
I feel like they would be crazy if they didn't.
It all depends. Like who owns the American Hockey League team?
They put the Takeover Tour logo on center ice when they did a Takeover Tour stop there. I think it was in December or January.
Because it's going to be the Bulldogs back, I'm assuming.
They made the league feel really welcome there in Hamilton.
Who's going to go? I want the new Hamilton Bulldogs team. Because I'll have to find it after. But they also don't have, do they have a tenant in there right now playing hockey?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be the AHL team in there.
But they didn't already. So it's easy to do the ice one way and then it would be interesting. Because I remember there were some issues back in the decade of the darkness for the Oilers. They would be long knocked out of the playoffs. And the Oil Kings, you knew, were going on runs. And they'd go through, and the Oilers would just not change the logo. And people were like, why weren't you? And it took a lot of pressure. And then eventually, okay, we'll replace the logo. And they took out the Oilers logo and put the Oil Kings logo. And I think they had conference finals and then the WHL final, maybe the two. They finally had the logo. But it's like the Oilers are long gone playing.
Yeah.
Why aren't you taking this out and putting the Oil Kings on there?
Yeah. That's so true. Like how tacky.
It is. That is a little bit tacky, yeah.
But it was that was a different, well, I shouldn't say a different time of the Oilers, but that was a time of the Oilers where they also still had that arrogance.
Yeah.
And it was just like, whatever, it's just the Oil Kings. Like, oh, no, they're actually going far.
Yeah.
Your team can't make the playoffs right now. You're drafting first overall yet again.
You're only one step away from being an Oil King.
You can easily take the Oilers out now and put the Oil Kings on. The Oilers are done.
Yeah.
Put that out there as soon as possible. And they took a lot of heat, and it took them a while to do it, and they eventually did it. So, but yeah, that stuff makes a difference.
It does make a big difference. Yeah. So I wonder, I would just wonder, who would win that battle for the logo on center ice between an AHL tenant and a PWHL tenant?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
How is that new rink? Or the renovated rink?
It's really nice.
Yeah.
In Hamilton. Yeah, it's quite nice. I mean, I saw it in the context of it, an award show.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it would, what it would feel like to have a sporting event in there. And I was in the bowels.
Oh, okay. So you didn't do concourse or anything like that?
No.
Because they had some big concerts go through when they first opened. Because they just opened in the fall, I think.
Yeah.
They had Paul McCartney roll through. I think Tate McRae was going through. There was a few big names. This is Hamilton?
They're really trying to make Hamilton happen. They're really going hard on it.
Fetch. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, great movie. It was on TV the other day.
I'll always throw that on if it's on.
Same.
I'll
So
stop
good.
and watch that one.
That stuff was classic back then. And then now when you rewatch, you still laugh because it was that good.
It was funny. It was so funny.
good.
It was really
Great
good.
cast.
Yeah.
I never saw the new one.
I haven't either.
I forgot that there even
Didn't
was
it go
anyone.
straight
Yeah.
to a streaming service?
I don't
I think it
know.
went to Disney or something.
I wouldn't mind seeing the play version of it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
Was the play on where did they? Was it a Broadway play or one? Where did it run?
That's
I don't
a
know
good
much
question.
about.
Yeah.
I thought that it was a musical by Tina Fey. I don't know where it ran. Oh, here's a tour. It was in the UK and Ireland for a bit. Mean Girls Tour. MeanGirlsMusical.com.
If it comes here, I'll go to it.
Side note, there's an SNL in the UK now. It's the third. Did you catch
I
any
have
of that?
not watched any. I've seen some clips of it.
Yeah.
Tina Fey was the first ever host.
Yeah,
of
she
it.
was. I watched a little bit of it. Some is more Britishy, so but then some is really funny because it is targeted towards North America. FYI, sorry, just took a side combo there.
That's fine.
Quickly, Sean Z said in the text, he said the PWHL could certainly play at Silent Ice. Isn't that kind of far?
No, it's too small.
Way too
That's too
small.
small.
Way too small.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
the issue with Ottawa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Ottawa? That's going to be what, a 2,000-3,000 seats arena that they
Yeah.
were going to get, and
Yeah.
they're going.
making-
We need. I don't know what the number would be, but we need bigger because their average attendance is bigger.
Oh yeah, they need around 10 to 12 as a sweet spot for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Silent Ice way too small. Because
Yeah.
Silent Ice, I don't want to guess, but I want to say it's 3.
Yeah, no, that's way too small.
Silent Ice Center capacity.
Tennis?
Oh, approximately 1,800.
Oh yeah.
Way too small. Way too small.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
For the PWHL, way too small. It zero shot the Silent Ice would work for that.
Tennis said Mean Girls did come to the Jew, by the way.
Oh, it did come to the
It
Jew?
went to
No
the
way.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed it.
She says it did come, yeah.
That's too
oh,
bad.
that stinks.
I'll ask her if it's good. Was it
No, the only place that PWHL could play here in Edmonton right now would be Rogers.
Yeah, and facility.
Unless they built a new facility for it.
Yeah, that. I was gonna say that's so important to them. That's one of their main things, which is why some of the places that are under consideration, I have a question mark around. For example, Calgary, because they don't have an arena yet. So when would they don't. They're building a new arena, so their current arena would not be like usable.
Well, and that Calgary makes it interesting because can you have 4 teams in one barn?
Yeah, that too.
That like now we're getting to a point of scheduling where you're going to be a new barn. You're going to try to get concerts too in there. You have Hitmen, you have Wranglers, you have Flames. Can you really go 4 deep in terms of hockey?
But if
does the market want 4 teams of hockey?
I think you can. I think you could squeeze the PWHL in market wise because they pull a different demographic anyway. Like a lot of people who come out to a PWHL game would not be interested in men's hockey, period. There are a lot of the people who have given up on hockey because they don't like some of the stuff that's gone on or it just like doesn't engage them. So you're going to get like that group. So it's just a totally different demographic.
I think Calgary would be an interesting market too, though, because it's nice to sometimes build the buzz. If you announce Calgary knowing that there's a new barn coming, but for the first year play like the WinSport Center, which isn't big enough, but you could sell out every game very quickly then. I think WinSport might be 4,000 or something. But you know, if you're the league going, we know that we're going to the new rink. We know that we're getting the bigger spot. So for a year, the team's going to launch. They're going to play in this smaller barn. It's going to be easier to build that buzz because it's going to be hard to get a ticket because we're going to sell out 4,000 tickets, no problem. And then the year after, we're going to go to the new barn. I wonder if that's gives them a little. Okay, we can accept this, and because it could also help business wise, where we could start that supply and demand immediately, as opposed to going on an 18,000 and.
I think so. Like they basically did that with the Scepters in Toronto. They started at Mattamy, and I think it's like a 6,000 or 7,000 capacity there. And then it was super hard to get a ticket that first season, and then they moved to Coca-Cola, where the Marlies play. And so that sort of worked for them for the first season. I think with Calgary, 4,000 is just too low. They would never 4,000 or 5,000 capacity is way too low.
But if you know it's only for one season,
I don't think they would do it. Like, and I was going to say this a little bit earlier, but one of the main things that the league really looks for, aside from like audience, like how many people are going to come to games, is what are the facilities like, and it's super important to them. And they really want like the right sized arena, but also really good practice facilities. And they just won't go to a city that doesn't have that.
But Calgary's going to have that.
Yeah, I could see them maybe waiting until Calgary has that, but I don't see them jumping the gun on that. That's not the type. They're not that kind of. It's not their logic. But I've been wrong a lot, so I could be wrong.
No, we'll have to wait and see. But because there is this point where how much are you going to just keep it? Are you going to expand every year? Are you going to expand and take a break for a little bit? And you really want to miss out potentially on another Canadian market just because the one facility is going to be ready, but it's not ready. So now you're going to wait a number of years to maybe go there because you're going to wait for the next round of expansion. Or do you wait for a double Alberta?
Yeah.
Do you wait a couple of years and then try to do Edmonton, Calgary at once
they're
to build in an immediate rivalry? Like it is a fascinating watch of them because WNBA is going their own way too because there's such a huge interest now of expansion, and it's an interesting watch right now.
Yeah, I think they're not gonna keep expanding like into the future. I think after these 4 teams that they've announced, and whenever they do the 4, whether it's this season, next season, or whatever, after that, they are not going to expand. So this is kind of like the last little bit, and then they'll just work on growing the league. So that kind of answers like how much expansion is going to happen. It's just a matter of when the expansion will happen. Will it happen this season, next season, mixed between the two? We don't know. Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah, it's
the business of sports is always fun.
It is, yeah.
There's a little bit of breaking news quickly just to fill everybody in. As per Pierre LeBrun, Rick Bowness, Blue Jackets reportedly agreed to a new contract after missing the NHL playoffs. And now Rick Bowness says that he will get to install his culture change.
Oh, yeah. He sounded very passionate about that.
He was pissed off.
They're not angry enough about losing.
I love that they rehired him after that, though. Good for them.
I don't know.
Really?
But is that something you say to the press, or is that something you keep in the room?
I think you're kind of singing to the fans, too.
I will say I know he's new there, but there is a culture of the Blue Jackets where they get so close and they drop the ball for the last number of years that maybe there comes a point where somebody has to just outright say it. This needs to change. And maybe that's why he has to do it.
Maybe. I don't know. It feels like one of those things. Like it's also a generational thing. Like, you know, I don't know what the age group is on that team, but is there a group of people who will tolerate that and a group of people who will not tolerate that?
But in Rick Bowness's defense, he's saying get rid of these people.
The ones who...
These people that aren't going to tolerate it, they're the problem. Get rid of them.
Like
the reason the Blue Jackets aren't making the playoffs is because of them. And if they can't handle what I'm saying, that's exactly why. And you need to get rid of them, Don Waddell. Send them out. Send them packing and bring new people who care into this locker room.
I mean, it's a point. It's a point. I think it's interesting, like, to see the difference in coaching culture evolve. You know, because you have like people who do it in a more old school way, and then there's people who take a different approach. And we're in like such a middle ground right now where there's it's interesting to...
Yeah, there's like vets and then there's like really young players and it's like what style will they understand or respect?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Got to give phone time to the young kids.
Yeah.
That's a legit
TikTok
thing.
in the corner. Yeah.
Well, not that. Like, there's I can't remember which coach it was. I don't remember which sport it was even. But they talked that meetings have to be shorter because attention spans of younger people goes a lot sooner. You gotta like give them a chance to go get on their phone and, you know, cut away for that little bit. Like, these are things that now you have to think of as a coach, which is, how do I connect to these young players? What speaks to them? And it's being on their phone a little bit. It's not having 2-hour-long meetings.
Yeah.
If they're zoning out.
I think that's fair because it's true, right? You can't
It's
avoid
just
that.
how the kids are.
Yeah, it's just how it is now, unfortunately.
My
Because we
brothers...
have these things
Yeah,
now.
it's true. Like,
It's
even at
ruined it.
work, like, I'm sure we're all like, I'm going to check my phone right now, even though you know you shouldn't. You're just like, I just need to.
Yeah.
Not that I do that or
It's
anything.
that phone addiction. Well, my brother's coaching high school rugby this season, and they had a practice yesterday, and obviously it was snowing. And I was like, "Oh, did you still do practice outside?" He's like, "Yeah, only like half the kids showed up." And he's like, "If I like the kids are quite soft these days. If they weren't so soft, I would have ran them the whole practice and then been like, tell your friends never to skip practice again." Like, he would have made the kids who did show up run. But he was like, I know if I did that, then the kids who did show up would not come back. like they just, like, it's different. Like, they just wouldn't show up again. So
No,
I
that's
think
fair.
you do have to be like very conscious of the way that like Gen Z is. I guess they're more protective of their boundaries.
Yeah,
Oh, they're
their
very
boundaries,
protective of their
and
boundaries.
they have big
and
feelings.
There's certain ways I respect that out of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That there is a level of, they don't just appreciate all complete social norms. There's a level out there where it's like, your job's 9 to 5, they show up 9 to 5. And if a boss wants to be like, I need you to stay 30 minutes later, they'll be like, are you paying me for an extra 30 minutes? If the boss says no, they go, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
And I respect the hell out of them because it's like, well, that's my personal time now.
Yeah.
And it's worth something. And there's a level of me, there's certain things from Gen Z that I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
You guys are bringing the right mentality that should have been there for many of us.
I know. Then on the other side, I'm like, how do you, if you are a member, if you are in that group, how do you get ahead without hustling?
They don't care.
So the ones who do,
They want to enjoy life.
So then that makes it, I guess, makes it that much easier for the people who do want to get ahead in that
Yes.
group. Yeah. Because
But
it's like
then the other
literally
ones, it's
nobody's
just like,
trying.
whatever. I'm work wide. Like, I want to go travel. I want to go enjoy life because life is short.
Yeah. It's more of a European mindset.
Yes. And that's probably it.
Yeah.
They probably have a lot more of a European mindset when it comes to Gen Z.
Yeah. Yeah, they're an interesting group for sure. Like, I hear every now and then I'll be on like a panel for students, whatever. And I remember like recently one of them asked like, oh, you're doing so many things. Like, how do you balance your mental health? I was like, huh? Like, what? Like, my mental health? Like, and it's not even, I don't even think about that. Like, it's the least of my concerns.
It just wasn't a thing when we were growing up, right?
I don't know how to give you advice, like to like do a career like I'm doing and also have like a balanced mental health. I don't think it's possible, but I didn't want to like say that super out loud, crush them. But
Yeah, that's right. It would. 'cause
I'm
they're
like, no,
soft.
you will probably be like somewhat mentally unhealthy for the rest of your career if you do things the way I'm doing them. But Yeah, I don't have an answer to that, but that's like one of their main concerns. Whereas when I was a student and we had panels, like I don't think anybody asked questions like that. No, people were just wondering, how do you break in? Mental health is like, who cares? Well, I'll worry about that when I'm old.
And they just, I want to be healthy. I want to be mentally fine. I want to go do things.
Yeah.
I will work to get whatever I need. But once my work's done, I'm gone.
Yeah.
And you're not getting me longer.
They're all admirable traits for sure.
Well, I think it was France. They passed a law recently, last number of years, where it is legally, by law, you do not have to respond to email when you're off the clock.
Yeah.
Your boss can send you an email. You do not have to respond until you're back on work the next day.
But see, like you and me, like you are in charge of your own destiny. So like no one's telling you that you have to reply to an email after 5. But you probably
no, but I feel like there has been, and depending on the jobs and the industries, there is an expectation now from your boss that if I email you, you respond.
No, but do you like personally, like right now, do you like do stuff after 5? Like
I don't work a normal job.
Yeah.
I've never felt I've worked a normal job, so I don't have normal hours. I've never felt that. I send emails at all times of the day. I don't expect responses at all times of the day, though.
Same with me. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I try not to, like yesterday I resisted from sending an email at like, I think it was midnight or something. I was like, no, I'll look crazy. I won't do that.
I used to do, I used to do that all the time when I was booking guests.
Yeah.
9, 10 o'clock at night, I'd send emails because generally the guests I was booking when I was over at 1260 would be Eastern time zone. So I'm like, they're asleep. They'll see my email. But when I wake up in the morning, they will have had a few hours to see it and possibly respond to me. And then when I start my day, I know if they've responded to me or not.
Yeah.
Kevin McCurdy, good to hear from you. He's saying it's not even respond, it's turned off by law. So it's a quiet time. Like email doesn't resume work until the start of the next day. So it's just complete quiet time, which I do appreciate. Like if I had a 9 to 5 job, I would want to be someone that would be then at 5 o'clock. I'm off. I'm off the clock. I don't get a lot of nighttime. Now, but the industry we're in, it's different. Like part of
none of that.
there's an Oiler game tonight.
Exactly.
It's hard.
I'm going to be there till midnight.
Well, yeah, it's like, well, even just I got to watch it. That's work and things. So it's like I don't work a 9 to 5, so my job's just very different.
And I was thinking about this actually on my drive here. I was thinking like I don't work a 9 to 5. It would not like benefit my mental health to do that because it's not the way that I operate. I like to have periods of like really, really busy, intense focus and then periods where it's a little bit more relaxed. And that's how I find my balance. And I was just thinking like, but some people do like that 9 to 5 and like and they would feel like my way of doing it's crazy and they need like to work on work hours and then at 5 they need to be off, right? Whereas for me, like I would get hives because I would be like, it's 5 o'clock. My shift's just starting. I have another night shift I have to work. It doesn't feel good to me. I like to be like really intense, but then when the season's over or whatever it is, like you get your kind of like slower time. So it does balance out a little bit.
I kind of would like to try 9 to 5.
Would you?
I think it would be
Give
nice.
it a go?
Well, it's like you wake up, okay, you start job, you're there till 5, you know that, but then your night is just yours. I don't have to worry about anything. It's there. And if I get an email, I'm not going to see it until the next day because I'm going to shut off that phone. I don't need it. I don't care. We don't get a lot of time sometimes at night to just ourselves. You got to cook dinner. If you have kids and stuff, you got to take care of your kids. There's a lot of time that could just go away in a flash. And it's like, well, I just want some me time. So I think I might enjoy a little bit of 9 to 5. But that said, in this job I have, when I show up 8:45, I usually leave 3:30 to 4 or something, but then I'll do work from home most nights. But there's also a flexibility that if I know, okay, if I want to go like nice weather, done the hangout, I have nothing else, I can go golfing for a little bit. Yeah. And then I'll just work the rest of the night. I'll just push my hours to another time. So I got that flexibility, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's what I do too. And that's why I end up answering emails at midnight or later or whatever it is. I like the flexibility is more of a benefit to my mental health than the rigidity of, okay, 5 o'clock, you're done. And you have the rest of the evening free. Well, what if I don't want the evening? Like, what if I would rather take the afternoon and then have work the evening or whatever? That's how I am.
I think looking at like the other perspective on this is I personally like a 9 to 5 only because I know it's structured. And I'm a very structured personality where I'm like, I want to get it done out of the way and I want to enjoy my evening or whatever and do like life now. And I know that it's not hanging in the back of my mind to be like, oh, dang it, I got to get back on this and get it out of the way. I worked when like COVID and all that happened. Like there was like that, like the flexibility of doing like, you know what, you get this done, but long as you get it done, long as you do your job, do it however you want. You got to pick up your kids. You got to, leave somewhere, traffic, this and that, because it was actually in Vancouver I was living. So whatever, they gave you that and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I gained weight because the gym was now an option of when I was going to go to it and stuff. Whereas now, like I have like a regime of like boom, 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 this, and I'm very tight ass about that. So yeah, I think it's just a personality thing. Maybe because my parents were immigrants too. I don't know. And that I
think it's not got to do with it. No, that's not. I had really strict parents. Yeah. They were not immigrants, but they were intense.
What's that? There's a lot of people that have immigrants' parents or whatever it is. I don't know. By the way, parents are lovely.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, by the way, you guys. I appreciate
that was
you.
fun.
Yeah.
Nick Conniff in the nasty chat. I know a buddy of mine, but he has working pro sports hours versus 9 to 5 hours. 9 to 5 and having evening and weekends is lovely. Yeah. In all caps. Pro and cons to both for sure, though.
Like, I get mad if you guys send in, like, I obviously not, because I know Matt will sometimes send an email here and there. I don't mind that. That's fine. It's professional and stuff. I get that. But, like, if I get an email or even, like, a work call or something like that, like, after hours, it gives me anxiety.
Does it?
It's like, I left this there. This is going into overtime.
See, that's where, like, when I send an email, it's just like, this is when I'm having time to send it. I want to get it out there. I'm not expecting anyone to open said email at this moment.
That's my mentality too.
Like, that's now your choice if you're going to open up my email. Like, if I get emails that pop up, I just swipe usually. If I'm in a mood where I'm not in it, I get the notification, just to swipe. I don't need to look at it. Or I'll take a quick look and be like, I'm not going to deal with this till later.
Yeah.
But that's my choice now as I've received this. I could shut off. Like, when I take week off, I go to my notifications for my work emails or all my emails, and I shut them off.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
I will open up my emails once in a while when I choose to, but the notifications come off because it's now I'm on vacation. I'm not just going to look at it all the time. I don't want to see every email that pops in as it comes in. That's now I'm making that choice. So when I send an email, it's just like, well, you don't have to look at it. And a lot of people in this office, I don't even think they have it connected to their phones.
Yeah, no, I know. And that's true. Like, nice. I swipe the notification. I'm like, I'll deal with this when I'm like in that mode, because right now I can't. But I even have like a window of checking social media. Like, that's how structured I am. Like, I have this window right after work. I give myself about 30, maybe 40 minutes to kind of relax, throw on highlights or something. And I'm like, that's enough. Done.
That's nice. I wish I could get more.
I don't even like social media anymore.
Well, I know with Samsungs or Androids, you could set up a time limit on apps. So you could only go on for so many. The other problem with that is there's a snooze button or something. So when you come up to the end, it just says snooze. You're like, whatever, I'm going to keep going. Screw you.
Yeah.
Which I wish is kind of a little harder to be like, well, no, it's locking down for the rest of the day. And you're like, oh, well, I set it up that way or something.
I have an app that locks all my distracting apps. So I turn that on like when I'm really working, or even sometimes just on a Sunday morning if I like really don't want to be on Instagram. And it does have, like, if you want to break it and get in, you can, but you have to, it's like kind of hard. Like, you have to wait and do all this stuff. So it's pretty good at like keeping me out.
I need those type of things. Yeah. I used to have that on and just be like, do you want another 10 minutes? Yeah. Do you want another 10 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah. I actually pay a subscription for this app. That's how important it is to me.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Jolene, Latimer, Jasmine Sidhu, Matt Iwanyk here on the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton's sports. Find the latest deals or convenient locations nearest you for all your storage needs at sentinel.ca. Coming up at 11 o'clock, it is the Lock Shop, myself and Huss. We've got two guys and a goalie, which will be Trev and Gager. EST Afternoons, Rude Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. And then it's the Oilers' last game of the regular season. They're taking on the Canucks. GCLD's Oilers pre- and post-game shows tonight. Tommy, Benny, and Belzy will get you set. Mark Spector saying Connor Ingram getting the to start in net for the Oilers. This
thank
this
goodness.
matters for the Oilers. A win or an overtime loss means the Oilers will finish second and host either the Ducks or the Kings. A loss by the Oilers means they could either be third, going on the road to Anaheim or LA, or it could mean they're dropping to the second wildcard spot, and the Oilers will head to Denver, Colorado to open up their playoffs as they'll go into the Central Division and take on the Colorado Avalanche. So lots to play for tonight. Ducks taking on the Preds, Kings taking on the Flames, Oilers taking on the Canucks. But the Oilers doesn't look like, with that, to me, says that there's any rest. They want to win this hockey game and not go to the Central Division, which would make a lot of sense. Portions of this hour of the Hangout brought to you by the High Product Marketing official merch partner of Edmonton Sports. Stock promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, highproductmarketing.com. The pop-up store coming up on Monday, so stay tuned for that. If you're a Nasty Club member, wait for your email today. There is a promo code in there for you for the store that will be coming up. How was the Olympics, by the way? I've been waiting to get you on so we can talk Winter/Paralympics.
Yes.
How was Italy?
It was so much fun. Great time. I'll always, even if the Olympics aren't fun, I would always say are fun because you can't complain about going to the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Although I have heard it's a lot of work.
It is,
Like legit timeline. If you're like it is early mornings, late nights for 2 weeks.
Sure. I mean, 3 weeks actually. My contract was 3 weeks, and there was not one day off structured into the contract. So, and that's pretty regular. You just know when you're going into that, it's going to be all day, every day. My actual event that I was covering was men's downhill, and actually the schedule for that was like kind of nice. Like I don't think this will ever happen again. It was almost relaxing. It's crazy
Because like afternoons kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it was like no, we were done by 3 a lot of days.
Oh, so you just had time.
Yeah, lots of time. And then crazy thing, because like usually I don't cover downhill very often, so I'm kind of a newcomer to it. But usually like the men's and women's are at the same location. So it'll be a men's race one day, then the women's race the next day, and you cover both. But this time they were really far apart.
Really?
Yeah. So when it was an off day for men, we just had an off day, which was also really crazy.
So were you in Cortina?
I was in Bormio.
Okay.
So women were in Cortina. Bormio is like I want to say like 10 or 12 hours from Cortina.
Really?
Yeah. Or I don't know if there's a quicker way to get there, like through the mountains, but this is going around. It's a long time. It's a long trip. So there's absolutely zero way to go between the two. So they had just 2 separate crews. So yeah, so we had an off day in Bormio every time Cortina was on.
So you just got to enjoy
Crazy.
Italy.
Yeah. It was crazy. So the first little bit, the group that I worked with, like they were looking up restaurants and going to the spa and everything. I'm like, okay, this is the Olympics. I'm not going to the spa. That's not what I'm here for. but they were like having like a real nice time. I was starting to think about that. And I was like, no way, I'm here for the Olympics. So I started pushing myself. So I went, every time we had an off day, I went to a different location, even if it was like hours away. So I went to, oh my gosh, I'm already forgetting the names of the places where they had like the snowboarding, wherever that was.
Yeah, always, because watching the opening ceremonies was really confusing because there was like, oh, here's Milan, and they're like, oh, cool, and then there's another spot. Oh wait, there's another spot. Wait, there's another spot. There's so many different spots.
Livigno. It was Livigno. So I went to Livigno one day, and then that was like an hour from where I was. Then I went to Milan, day trip to Milan, which is a 3-hour trip down to Milan.
Wow.
Did that because I'm like, it's the Olympics. Like I could go to the spa anytime. I cannot go to the Olympics anytime.
Yeah,
But can you go to an Italian spa anytime?
Also, spas like I'm sure that you can kind of already catch my personality. They really stress me out. I went to a spa over New Year's. Oh wait, I asked this question. Yeah. So my friend, we went on a New Year's trip to Banff, and she's like, we got to go to this new spa in Canmore for New Year's Day, and it's no phone and whatever. Like it's gonna be like a really good, like relaxing day. No, it was the hardest day ever for me. It's just like sitting there with my thoughts, which I don't want to be alone with ever.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
And then like completely cut off from the outside world. And by noon, I was like itching. I'm like, we got to get out of here. And she was like, isn't this just the best day? I'm just enjoying myself so much. Like, no, this is not my personality.
So when the Nordic Spa opens in Edmonton in a couple of years, you will not be one of the first in line for it.
I'll be there with my laptop in the back filing a story. And yeah, I don't do well with like downtime in that way. So I didn't want to go to an Italian spa. Obviously not. I was like, no, I got to go to whatever is happening. Let's just go somewhere. So, but yeah, I was able to do that because I had a ton of off days, which was crazy. Never had that before.
Good food?
Okay. Yes. Well, so the food, that when I've worked with NBC twice, the food is a main driver for me wanting to work with NBC because they like have incredible catering, at least every time I've done it. And the first Olympics I did was Pyeongchang, and it was not with NBC, but someone invited me to their like commissary inside of their little compound in the International Broadcasting Center. So I got like a pass and I went and visited, and their commissary like is their big buffet, and they bring in like people from the States and to have like all this American food, which after you've been like in Korea or whatever for 2 or 3 weeks, like you really do want like an American breakfast. So I did that. I went on this like field trip to eat at the commissary there. And I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. If I ever come back to the Olympics, it has to be with NBC. That's like what inspired me to want to work with them. So then I did Paris. Like the food was okay. I was like kind of like at a satellite site, whatever. It wasn't as good. But then in Italy, we were in Bormio, and our food was so good. Every day of the like that I was eating, I was like worried I was gaining weight because I was eating so much of it. Like just incredible soups, like pastas, like I don't know, American food too. Like it was amazing. And then I was like sitting there thinking, if I ever get married, I need this. Whoever is doing the catering for this, I need them to cater my wedding.
That's awesome.
I was in love with the food. I was in love with the food. And I met the chef, and he's actually from Toronto.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and he does. He was the same guy who did the food for like the first time when I fell in love with NBC. And he does like a lot of food for like all these big sporting events. He actually used to do when we had the like the car races here.
The Indy?
Yes. He at the beginning it was I believe the Sawmill who did the catering, but then he kind of like took over and started doing it. Yeah. Anyway, I can't remember his name.
But did you go to any restaurants or anything?
No, yeah. I know this is a diversion from your real question. Yeah, I did.
Well, because it's like, yeah, it's great, this buffet, but it's Italy,
this was
too.
the highlight of the food for me. Well, so all the food is covered if you eat at the commissary.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to pay for restaurants, but then...
Yeah, but you're in Italy. And there's Italian food.
I know. So we did
like authentic, true Italian food.
I know. The group that I worked, like the team that I worked with, they were very passionate about going to new restaurants. So I went with them like a few times, and they picked really nice restaurants. Especially, I was with I don't know if you know much about skiing, but Ted Ligety, he's a big American ski star. So he's been to Bormio tons for World Cup races. So he kind of like knows it's like a second home for him almost. So he steered us towards like all the very best. Yeah, he was really good. He picked all the best places. So I did have some incredible meals. Like even though like I'm not the biggest pasta person, I'm not the biggest pizza person.
What?
I know.
Okay, no wonder you didn't want to go out and experience Italian
I love that
food.
take. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's like some of the best food in the world.
But in Bormio, they have an amazing thing Ted got me on to, which is called pizzoccheri. And it's this cool like regional pasta that's made of buckwheat, and then it has cabbage and some cheese. And it's really good. So I loved the pizzoccheri in Bormio. And they also have like very, very thin crust pizza. That's like my pizza. If I do eat pizza, that's what I'll have. Mm-hmm. The crust was so thin you could almost see through it. It was just amazing. So I loved that. And then, so I did get some good food. And I traveled throughout Italy after that, and I had tons of Italian food.
Was the weather good as well?
Yeah, and that's I think, a reason that I'm so upset with it being winter again. In Bormio, it was pure winter. It's up in the mountains, and it was snowing a lot. But then by the time I got down to Milan and Verona, where the closing ceremonies were, it was already springtime. Like the leaves were starting to come out. So I feel like I really made the transition from winter to spring. And like emotionally, I made the transition.
Mentally, you're already there.
Yeah.
He was like, this is it. Winter's over. Spring's coming. Look at this.
And I was so in my bubble that I tricked myself into thinking it was our spring in Canada too, which it was not.
Well, it should have been. I was thinking about you actually when Maddie told me you were going to be on the show today. I was thinking about you yesterday. I'm like, Jolene's gonna be like, what the F? Like,
I know. I'm not happy with it. Like it's been really, it was a hard coming back. So I'm like, I already made it out of winter and now I'm back in winter. And it just really did depress me. But yeah, there were like lots of moments where I was just looking at green leaves, and there was like, even in Milan, like I just went and sat in a park for a while and there was like this nice sun on my face. You know, like the first time when your winter's over and you feel some nice warm sun, and that's what I felt, right? And it was just so beautiful. So that was great. But then
I think I felt that a couple times already in Edmonton though this year. But then the snow is coming, everything's gone again, and then I get miserable again for a little bit, and then the sun comes back, yay, spring, and then I feel it, and then it's gone again, and I'm like, great.
Yeah. And then in Milan, I went to a couple hockey games when I was in Milan, you know, because the skiing wrapped up, and then we had a week left of the Olympics, so I was kind of doing my own thing. Went to a couple hockey games. Went to Team Canada, the hockey house Hockey Canada's hockey house that they did, which was cool. Like they had such a cool setup in there. That's where I watched Rachel Holman win bronze, actually. But they had like catering. They had a bar with a couple. I think you got a couple of free drinks. I don't know. I got a few, but I'm sure if you were more important, you probably got all the free drinks. They had this like crazy ice rink. Like, did you see pictures of their hockey house? Oh, it was
I actually didn't. I know they had one, but for whatever reason, I don't feel like I saw or recall seeing anything.
I saw it on her social media.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I posted a bit about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like there weren't like official, like there wasn't an official Team USA house. There wasn't an official Team Canada house. So both federations, USA did like an ice house with, I think like figure skating, hockey, and someone else. They put their own thing together, and then Hockey Canada hosted their own house, which became the de facto Team Canada house. And it was really cool. They had like, they actually did a good job of it. They had different places to watch, like maybe like, two like big areas where you could watch stuff, which was nice just to be around Canadians watching like, you know, it's always, you know, especially because I was working with the Americans, like it's nice to, when you're abroad, just to find some Canadians. Then they had this huge hockey rink in the back of this house, and you could rent skates, but like for free. But there was like a little rental shop set up, and like go skate, go shoot some pucks out there, which was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool. They had Tim Hortons available. All these things that like when you're in Canada, you're like, oh, I don't want to go to Tim Hortons. Like I'm going to support a local coffee shop. But when you're abroad for a couple of weeks, you're just like, I want something that tastes regular, even if I don't love the taste of it, you know? Or you just want like a regular breakfast, not like just a fried egg or something.
Little taste of home.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. When you come back from vacation, when I do, the first thing I want is my mom's like Indian cooking.
Exactly. Yeah. Like just something that tastes like normal to you, whatever that is, right? So it was kind of nice to be at the Hockey Canada. I spent a couple of hours at that house watching the game, and
it's stunning inside.
Yeah, it was really nice. They did a good job of it. And it was nice someone stepped up and actually put a house together.
Because there's usually a spot for Canadians. And that's for like fans that are in.
It's more it's for families.
Families?
Because I saw like Lauren McDavid and stuff posted.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more for families of players. And then like what the Team USA house turns into, I can't speak to Team Canada because I don't know for sure, but Team USA house also turns into like a branded, like if you're there trying to impress clients, then it's like super expensive to get in, but it's becomes a little bit of like it's almost like too brandy in a way, like it's not accessible. Although in Paris they did open it up to fans. You could buy tickets to be there like all day. I don't know if the fans thought that was a good bang for their buck, but if you want to go somewhere, basically if you're abroad and you want to like see your country play, but it's not televised, like, you know, tickets and it's not televised, it's really the only way that you can like see is by getting into one of those houses. Yeah. Anyway, the house scene is always like one of my favorite scenes of the Olympics. I try to go to as many as possible. Yeah.
Now we're a little over 2 years away from the next Olympics.
Countdown's on. Countdown is on. Do you think you're going to try to make a road trip?
I want to. It is 2 years away. The only problem is now I'm looking at the Euros instead.
Oh.
And they're in England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales. Is that right?
Well,
Is it those four?
we do have a bigger event coming up right away.
The World Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just so expensive.
Yeah.
Like I have my one ticket for sure that I'm going to, and I'm struggling finding a place and stuff. But this World Cup is just a joke. It's a mess.
Where
it's a disaster.
are you going?
Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Canada, Qatar, the second match.
Okay.
But this World Cup is just turning into a disaster. Today, I just saw that you brought up the New Jersey stuff yesterday.
Yeah.
The governor of New Jersey came out yesterday and went, this is FIFA's fault. And FIFA today is just shot fired back at her, being like, no, you knew this was like, it's just a mess.
They're sticking to it then? I thought you were
I
going to
don't
say
know.
they're like, no.
I honestly, no,
Yeah.
the governor of New Jersey saying this is FIFA should be paying for this.
Yeah.
It should be covered, but FIFA, they've come here. We have to have extra security and stuff. They should be paying for this. They're making billions off of this or whatever, or hundreds of millions. And FIFA's going, no, you have to pay for this. And it's just like, okay, cool. This is awesome. Whereas like that Euros is just going to be a lot more fun.
Yeah. Isn't
gonna be more
every World
accessible.
Cup a little bit of a like hodgepodge? though?
Not like this. Like usually, so the issues with the World Cup generally is just the location. Like Qatar, it was the big thing with Qatar was, well, one is just human rights within the country, like for LGBT and all that. But it was also the human rights of building those stadiums. They used a lot of migrant workers, a lot from Nepal, a lot of deaths that
lot of
haven't
deaths.
been very documented. So basically
camps,
slave work
Yeah, slave
to build
work.
those stadiums. So there was a lot of issues with that. The one prior was in Russia, which is, well, it's Russia. Don't need to speak too much on that one.
Do you
But
think
when the
that-
tournament happens, tickets are accessible, tickets are affordable, transportation is there. Like if you talk to anyone that went to the Qatar one, they'll tell you how it was actually inexpensive.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you've got like to go to games to do that, it's inexpensive. This one is just the complete opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Rip City. I know you're going to say something. So on Rip City, at least someone got a FIFA Peace Prize.
Facts.
So sorry.
But so no, like, and so then the next World Cup is going to be Spain, Portugal, Morocco, Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay. It's a mess. There's
Too spread out.
Well, the issue with that one, I'll get into why that's happening right away here. But like, I just know right off the bat, tickets are going to be more affordable because that's how the rest of the world does it. But FIFA, with the U.S., with Canada, Mexico, have all looked at this and went, well, North America's, they just love to spend money on sports. And they'll pay whatever we put out there. And cha-ching. So that's what they've done with this one.
They do have a couple of those like accessible tickets for every game, right? There's $60.
Yeah, but that came because Europeans got upset.
Oh, okay.
Europeans got mad and started complaining. And
Well,
went,
we
this
just
is
don't get North
BS.
Americans don't get mad enough.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
That's like, there's a lot to learn from. I have that ticket for $60 American.
Oh, you got
Idiot.
one.
I got one of those because they were then given to the
Amazing.
Canadian Voyagers who then distributed it.
Okay.
But it's one North America. We looked at the price and we're like, oh, that sucks. That's expensive. And then that was it. And
Yeah,
Europeans
so-
were like,
yeah.
the bleep is this.
Yeah.
And they got angry and they got upset. And eventually FIFA bowed to just that little bit. But the world saw that pricing and went, this ain't it. Not a chance. And then those Euros in 2 years, I mentioned it yesterday. They've already announced there'll be many tickets for as low as 30 euros.
Oh, wow.
Just
Okay.
straight up, they are not doing this ticketing model. But then the next year, so again, FIFA being what it is, they do a rotation of World Cups. They try to go by continents, if you will. But the Saudis want a World Cup. So the Saudis would have to wait a number of World Cups to get it. But naturally now, this next World Cup, Spain, Portugal, Morocco joined forces. So you've got Africa, check, Europe, check. But soccer fans didn't want it in Europe or South America or Africa. They wanted it in South America because it's the 100th anniversary of the World Cup, which happened in Uruguay, I think was the first one. So everyone was like, this makes sense, go to South America. And so Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay had a bid. And FIFA went, well, Saudi Arabia wants a World Cup soon here. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it to all these countries at once. So we could check off South America, Europe, and Africa. And now where do we go next? Oh, we got to go to the Asias. Oh, who wants this? Oh, only Saudi Arabia wants it? Oh, okay. So they're going there in 2034. As opposed to them having to wait till maybe 2040.
Right.
Well, 2042. There was, okay, we're going to go to Europe, we're going to go to Africa, we're going to go to South America all at once.
Yeah, totally above board, it sounds like.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like, and everyone's like, this is cool.
Right.
So it's just, it should have just gone to South America. Then we should be going to Europe. Then we should be going to Africa or vice versa. and then you can go to the Asias. But no, we had to
Yeah.
rush in to get Saudi Arabia. So that one, how it was done is just an utter disaster.
So, but back to your trip to Vancouver. So when is the match that you're going to?
Mine's June 18th.
Oh, okay. Nice. And so you're still looking for accommodations. But do you have anything else sorted around it? Like, are there little fan activations that you want to go to?
Well, so I'm flying in the day before the game. There is in each of the cities a fan festival that happens. And actually, there is a traveling one. It's coming to Edmonton July 1st, by the way. It'll be here. It's funny, actually. FIFA announced that they're going across the country and they're hitting every province. But they didn't announce a date in Manitoba. Oh, and so it's like, well, you're not hitting every province. Well, congratulations. You're also not going to Calgary, but Calgary got the trophy tour or whatever. It's
Poor
comical watch all
Manitoba,
this.
it's like they forgot that it was a province.
Well, and in the press release and all that, it says we're hitting every province, and it's like, no, there's nothing in Manitoba.
Oh, that is
You've
so
completely missed one.
brutal.
But now there's issues with this fan festival because generally at World Cups, this is free. But this World Cup in the States, at the very least, they're announcing it's going to be paid. And people are like, what the hell is this? You never charge for this.
That's crazy.
And now
But
you're charging.
It's not for every city, though, in the States, right? Because I know for Boston, their fan festival is free.
LA is charging. San Francisco was charging at one point. I think Seattle's charging. I think New York's looking at charging.
So most of them.
There are a lot
Yeah.
going. And now there's conversations I just saw possibly in Toronto. They're trying to figure out to try to avoid the charging. So I don't know what's going on in Vancouver.
Wow.
But this is generally at World Cups. You go to host city, there's this party that goes on every night type thing, and it's free. But this World Cup, because it's here in North America, they're going, we're charging you.
Jeez. North Americans,
We just accept it.
yeah, they roll over and pay the fee.
Who said it? It was on the Hangout this week. I don't know if it was Doug McLean. Might have been him. I guess for the LA Olympics, it's ticket pricing's already being shown and it's
Really?
extremely high.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
Because you want that stuff to be accessible for people to create memories. Like, that's how fandoms get created, by seeing something in person, right? And that's actually a problem, not just with these big events, but also just with a lot of sports in general, like pro sports. And I think I haven't caught up on the latest research, but last time I checked, like 2 or 3 years ago, a lot of Gen Z, a high majority of them, have never been to like an NHL game in person.
Well, I was fortunate enough as a kid for my dad to take me to Oiler games. I remember there used to be a thing with Superstore. I think it was $44. If my dad's listening, can correct me. You got 2 seats in the 300s. You got 2 hot dogs and 2 pops for $44, whatever it was.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
My dad would take me to a few games, and he got mini packs, and he'd take me to games. There's a lot of kids nowadays, I would imagine, in Edmonton that can't go to an Oiler game. That their family cannot afford to take them to an Oiler game and experience an NHL game now because of the pricing.
A lot. Can't go to a game, can't play the game.
Yeah.
Don't watch TV. They don't watch TV. So, like, when are they accessing hockey? Like, maybe if a highlight comes across in your algorithm or whatever, but like if you're not interacting with that content, you're not going to get it. So that's the problem with like this, that pro sports, NHL, but other pro sports too are facing is like, what are the entry points? There's not a lot of them.
And there's a lot of kids out there that love Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. Yeah. And it's why the skills competition gets sold out every year.
Exactly.
Because that's, for some, that's your only way you're going to get to see these NHL players.
Yeah. And
that's what we've created here in North America, is that it's now, it's a premium spot to go watch the Oilers.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're just, and it's, for average people, I'm like, it sucks that you can't go, but it's more the kids. Like, there's a lot of parents out there that can't look at their kid like, I just can't bring you to. I was able to because my parents, but Bryce's one's different. Now I can't afford to take you to a game because by the time I buy 2 tickets and then all the concession and the parking, like, and there goes so much of the family income.
Right. And it's the next the next gen of sports fans are opting out of some of our more traditional, fandom touch points because they have no touch point to the sport because they've literally never seen it live. They don't play it because it's too expensive or it's too structured. And, that's it. And they don't watch the broadcast.
Like Kelvin Van Dassler, Oilers are losing out on a whole generation. My grandkids have zero interest. And then Crepe says, I would say take them to an Oil Kings game instead. Better brand of hockey, in my opinion. Oh, anyways, I would agree. Like, yeah, Oil Kings successful. I remember going to Golden Bear games, but if you have a lot of us, we grew up with, cheering for the Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of those kids that want to go see Connor or Leon in person. And you don't get that at the Oil Kings. Yeah, they get to go experience hockey. But the chance, there's just a lot of kids that think of all of our first ever NHL games that we have. Well, when are kids nowadays going to get that first NHL game that they get?
Yeah,
Are kids going to go through an entire childhood without getting that first NHL game because their parents can't take them to a game now, as opposed to when we were younger, whatever?
Yeah.
We can go, or we
sure.
would be taken. We'd be fortunate enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like going to Six Flags when you wanted to go to Disneyland.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Although as an adult, I'd rather go to Six Flags.
And I really want to go to Six Flags.
There's just so many more roller coasters.
Yeah, right?
I want the roller coasters. I want the adrenaline.
I'm more of a dopamine person.
Yeah.
I'm more of a dopamine.
Yeah.
Take me to Disneyland.
No, I'm fascinated
like
by those
Six
Six Flags now because as older, because I'm like, I want these roller coaster rides. I want as many different roller coaster rides as I can.
I've never been to Six Flags, even though I live like close enough to one. But no, roller coasters scare me.
I love roller coasters. I wasn't allowed to go on them when I was younger because I had a bit of a heart condition. And anyways, and then as soon as the doctor cleared me, I was
That was your reward.
Oh, love them. Love it. It's funny, like North America is so expensive in general, and that's obviously a very complex topic. But even just Coachella this past 2 weeks, like I cannot believe a lot of like the culture has shifted from what it really was, let alone like the pricing system. So like I went on a whatever 2-day pass or whatever it was, and it was I want to say it was about $300 or so, which is fair. And this is in 2013, and now it was $549 USD just for general admission.
I think Stagecoach is the new Coachella.
Isn't that all country though?
It is, but it's
they have a good crossover acts though.
yeah. And I just think though it's more of an accessible, massive festival that's more mainstream.
Yeah.
I feel like because I think the Stagecoach is where Coachella was 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm not a country person, but I think if it was between the two,
Yeah.
I'd probably rather go to Stagecoach than Coachella right now.
I mean, I
Just
would
from
go
a
because of The
vibe,
Bachelor
from the
and The Bachelorette, so I'll go
experience,
there.
from all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think Stagecoach is more like what Coachella used to be.
Coachella, I say Coachella weekend too is better if you want to get away from the brands and the influencers
Oh, yeah?
and stuff. It's so calm weekend too.
So bad now. Like, well, I just have zero. I don't even care to look at even. I know, but Justin Bieber was trending, for example.
Yeah, because he did YouTube.
Yeah, I know, and I get that it was weird and cool and artsy and whatever.
I don't know. A lot of people that said it was cool.
I
thought
don't
it
know.
was
I did
cool.
not think it was
Hot
cool.
take. I
But
thought
some
it was
people-
fantastic.
Yeah, but some people are obsessed with it.
I don't even like his music at all. I don't like pop music that much.
And
But
I love him.
watched a lot of the clips. I was like, man, he really I have to say, he did a great job with this. So
Maybe I'll have to go watch it.
I wasn't, I wasn't a fan, but even like the other artists that were there, like I didn't even care to look. I'm like, this is just all mainstream influencer culture now. It's all phones, just a sea of phones now. It's just not what it used to be.
I wonder what it would be like there. So I've been to Coachella so many times because I worked for Golden Voice, they started it. And so probably from like 2011 to 2016, I think I was going to like every Coachella every weekend, plus Stagecoach, plus whatever other little festivals Golden Voice did. So I went to like a ton of them. And when you're there, like sometimes it feels, or the audience is different than what it looks like on the broadcast. Well, there wasn't even a broadcast at that point. The first
That's
YouTube.
weird to me that there's a broadcast.
That's wild, right? I think
I love it. But like
Yeah, there
BBC,
wasn't-
what's the big one in the UK?
Glastonbury.
Thank you. That one, I think BBC always airs a lot
Do
of
they?
that.
Yeah.
But like, if it's sold out, why not broadcast it?
Yeah. So the very first YouTube broadcast that they did, my name was in the credits on that.
No
Which
way.
is crazy. I was like,
Sweet.
that was the second time I ever saw my name in the credits on something.
that is wild.
But it does, like, sometimes when you're there, it feels different, or like, if you're there, like I probably, like, for example, like I would not have gone to Sabrina Carpenter. I'm not interested in that music.
Yeah.
So whatever I went to would probably, whatever tent, like there would probably be like a more engaged crowd than like you're looking at the broadcast of the most like lowest common denominator crowd. Like it's the one that appeals to the most people. So it's where you get like a lot of the influencers, a lot of the like phones out and stuff like that. I just wonder if you went to like a different tent with a different headliner, not like the main headliner, but a different, yeah.
You went to
Like
the other
vibe would be
the
different.
stages?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the vibe would be different like at the other stages.
I would have liked to have seen
Long-term way to say that.
Enema. I'd like to see Enema. He didn't get to go because of wind.
Oh, that's too bad.
I think.
So like I remember like in 2011, people were saying like, "Oh, Coachella's just gone downhill. Like it used to be so much more legit. It's only kids getting drunk now, la la la." And like this was when I would have been 21. Those were like the people who were 40 who were saying that. Like I've been coming to Coachella since 1999. You have no idea what it was like. It was so much better back then. And now everybody says the same thing. They're like, "Oh, it was so much better in 2013." I'm like, did we just get a little bit older? we're out of touch with youth culture.
I have a lot of opinions on this.
I think these things have they jump a shark at some point.
They
And
do.
you have to go find the new festival because like Sasquatch, I don't even know if Sasquatch is still around anymore, but that used to be a major festival. And I don't know, Lollapalooza is big nowadays.
Nothing will ever compare to Coachella in that way because it's, first of all, it's like the granddaddy of festivals, especially in North America. But also, it is so close to LA. It's almost always going to be the one that like all the LA people go to.
Yeah,
so
fair.
That's
It's going to have all the influence.
Yeah,
and that's
the
why Stagecoach
celebrities.
is also going to be huge is because it's in the same spot.
But one thing that they used to be very protective over letting brands come to Coachella. In fact, I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but like it's because Coachella's was started by like a bunch of old punk rockers who have a very like punk rock ethos. And I'm pretty sure that they just like didn't allow brands at all for the longest time. And that was one of the funniest things about them. Like I would be there and there would be like this still happens, but like there's big A-list celebrities who want to get in backstage or something and they'll just be like, no. They don't care. They're so punk. They used to be so punk rock. But what happened was when AEG got involved, then there was more pressure to allow brands to come in. So at first they used to say, you can come in as a brand as long as you do an activation. You just can't advertise, but you have to like have some kind of activation.
Something there.
Yeah. And then I haven't been for quite a while, but it seems like the brands have like really either taken over or they don't come to Coachella, but they do their own activation outside of the festival. And that becomes its own thing, like the Revolve Festival and all of that. So it seems like it did take on, like the brands sort of got in, even though like the original, they were doing their best to not go like give their souls over to corporate America. The brands sort of got a foothold anyway. And I think now that the brands have a foothold, it changes the vibe of the show.
And I don't know. I feel like there was a huge deal about waiting for the announcement of who are going to be the headliners of Coachella. Now I feel like it just drops and you're like, oh, Coachella announcement came out.
But I think
Like
that's
that-
because we're less
Yes.
engaged.
I know. I
Like they
no,
know they're gonna sell out regardless.
Like if you were 21.
I still care about who's going to be announced at Glastonbury and
Okay.
Lollapalooza and stuff like that. But Coachella is one that I think because
don't
it
care
usually
so
would
much
like be like for almost the first one that gets announced.
Yeah.
Even. And you're like, oh, okay, now like, and who's gonna get headliner at Coachella? Now it's just like, I don't know. Official drink of the EST Hangout. Dylan Small Batch Distillers. Refreshing cocktails made by the #1 canned cocktail man, but made the right way. Crafted right here in Canada. We've got a schedule for the NHL playoffs.
Oh, nice.
The Edmonton Oilers will either start on Sunday or Monday. The reason I say Sunday or Monday, if the Edmonton Oilers finish in wildcard spot number 2, they will be in Colorado Sunday, April 19th to start their playoffs. If the Edmonton Oilers finish in number 2 or number 3 of the Pacific Division, they will be playing on Monday, April 20th for Game 1. Pacific Division 3 will head to Pacific Division 2 on Monday, April 20th. So if the Oilers get a single point tonight or win, or if they lose in overtime or they win, they will host either the Kings or the Ducks on Monday. If the Oilers lose tonight in regulation and either just the Ducks or the Kings win, the Oilers will head to the LA area on Monday. But if the Oilers lose and both the Ducks and the Kings win tonight, on Sunday, the Oilers will be in Denver to take on the Colorado Avalanche. So playoffs will start Saturday. Senators at Hurricanes, Wild at Stars, Flyers at Penguins. And then Sunday, it will be wildcard team at Colorado, Canadians at Islanders, Bruins at Sabres, and Mammoth at the Golden Knights. So there's an update on NHL playoffs. So again, the Edmonton Oilers will either start Sunday or Monday, depending on where they finish. And what time are these games tonight? The other games.
Well, yeah. Time is Oilers games at 7:00 today.
Yes, but if they lose, Ducks Preds is at 6. So before the Oilers games ends, we'll know what happened with the Ducks game. And Kings are in Calgary taking on Flames at 7. So that game's going to be happening kind of at the exact same time. So a lot of scoreboard watching tonight.
Yeah.
Possibly in terms of that one. Just, I know the Oilers are going to beat the Kings, but I don't want the Kings.
Tired of it?
It's been 4 years.
It's been 4 long years.
And it's not even like, I'll say this, if it was split, if the Kings had won 2 and the Oilers had won 2, I'd be like, okay, this is for it all. Like, who's going to come out on top? Or even if the Kings won last year, you're like, okay, we got a little bit of a rivalry build. The Oilers just dominated 4 straight.
This is what we used to say about USC and UCLA football. Even when USC was bad, we would be like, it's not really a rivalry because like historically we've won so much more than you guys. So it's not even entertaining. Like you guys need to win at this point. It would be good to see you win. We feel bad.
Yeah, you need a little bit like let's make this a little more fair. Let's have a little bit of a competition.
But be careful what you wish for. You never know.
I know, but now we can't change the past, and that's where it's like even if it was like if the Kings had won last year,
It's like guys, you're making it too easy on us. This is boring. Make it a little more entertaining.
I don't need a 5th year of this.
I will never,
even though I know the Oilers are going to win.
I will never complain about the Oilers having like an easy first round. And like this is my fan side coming out, even though I try hard not to be a fan, but
Respect.
Yeah, but then like of course I was raised in Edmonton. I do want to see them do well.
Respect.
Yeah. And like so for me, I'm like no, let them have an easy first round.
Yeah, I'm down too. I know this whole Kings narrative. I get it. Like we want it to be sexy and stuff and all that. Whatever, man. You guys are exhausted. I'm exhausted. Jolene's exhausted. Yeah. Maddie, I'm sure, is exhausted. Like, let's just
conserve your energy and let's get to the next round.
Like this friggin' this weather. Like, you know what? We're not talking about is the play-in tournament. Now that's something at least that's keeping us entertained. Meanwhile, when we figure this schedule out, may I quickly talk about that?
Feel free. I didn't watch any of it last night.
Come on!
I was busy. I was at a show yesterday. So all I know is I saw the Clippers were up, and then I saw this morning the Clippers lost.
The Clippers had a 13-point lead in the 4th quarter. And in under 10 minutes, the Warriors went on a massive 16-6 run and won. Steph Curry was a ballin'. There was rumors that he was not going to have enough time on the court to play. And I remember in the nasty chat, I'm like, I'm not buying that. This is a do or die. Steph is going to ball. You guys take the over on those threes. Yeah. So anyways, really exciting game. He had 35 points. And then Kawhi Leonard finished with 21 points. Man, Draymond Green was on him. He couldn't get anything done in the 4th. I think he had 1 layup. That like Clippers blew it. And then they also lost their pick as well on top of that with the drama. The OKC pick.
The Clippers?
Yeah.
Why did they lose the pick?
Hold on. They lost because when they got Paul George, they traded them a bunch of picks, right?
Oh yeah.
So anyways, then there's that. I can come back to that if you guys want. Okay, then the 76ers game, man, was that frustrating to watch. Sorry, Jolie.
No, this is fine. I'd like to hear you go off.
I need to quickly go off because I'm holding it inside.
Do it.
But man, that was a really frustrating game to watch. Orlando Magic could not deliver. Tyrese Maxey had a game, 31 points. And like Embiid is out. I really thought Orlando was going to win yesterday. So I'm sorry to everybody that lost their bets. But it wasn't just me that said that they were going to win. It was like Hernan and everybody on their parlays. Simply Magic couldn't show up. The starters just couldn't deliver. They were hitting bricks. Nothing as exciting as the day before. But moving forward, really excited for this playoff picture. Today, there's games on today? Yeah.
Well, don't we still have more playing?
Yeah, there is. There's Orlando and the Hornets. The winner gets 8 seed.
Yeah.
And then Suns and Golden State Warriors. The winner gets 8 seed. Just saying, you still got time to catch some play-in.
I don't care about the play-in. I care about my Lakers. My Lakers aren't in the play-in. However, I'm not. There's so many injuries. Like it's just like.
What about your play Alberta bets though? At least that's what keeps it thriving.
What bets? I don't have any bets on the Lakers.
But when you put the bets in, it makes the game really exciting. I really felt like I had the itch yesterday.
I don't bet on my team. I never.
Come on, Curry.
I never bet on my team.
Okay.
I don't like betting on my team. I hate it.
Is it bad luck?
There's a level of that. Like, there's a few reasons. One is I don't want to jinx. Like, if I bet on them, they're going to lose. I think if I bet against them, like, how am I betting against my own team? Even though I understand the hedge bet where you know, if your team loses, but you bet against them, okay, I want money. But then I believe in jinxes and stuff like and superstitions, even though, like, how does that make any sense?
It doesn't.
But it does to me, but it doesn't, but it does.
I agree with you because like I've come around to believing in jinxes because there's so many times where I'm like, oh, it's not real, whatever. But then I jinx something. So I'm like, okay, now I do believe in jinxes and I'm really careful about jinxing things.
I have a Manchester United kit, a red one, and a black one, both of them, I think. Every time I've worn them and watched the game, they've lost. Every time, basically. And so I'm like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. When the Ravens won the Super Bowl, there was a Ray Lewis and an Ed Reed jersey I had. Anytime that season, I wore the Ray Lewis, I think, twice. Lost every game.
Yeah.
I pulled out my Ed Reed on primetime games. They won every single one of them. And then I'm like, I'm not touching the Ray Lewis again. And I wore Ed Reed throughout the playoffs. They won the Super Bowl.
This is the thing. I believe in jinxes. I believe in jinxes.
The other thing, too, is I'm already invested in this game for my team. Like, let's say Lakers, game 1, Rockets, I'm invested in them. If they lose, I'm pissed off. If they lose, I'm angry that my team lost. I don't need to then be angry that I lost money.
Yeah,
I don't need to add an extra, but like, damn it, this team lost. We're down on one.
Yeah.
Crap, I'm out $20 as well. Like, I don't know. I'm already invested in this. I don't need to put anything extra on it. That's my priority, is watching my team win, not the bets.
Sorry, quickly, it's Rip City. Just wanted to clarify. Thank you for that. Clippers didn't have the pick no matter what from the Shy trade. Now it's a lottery pick.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. But yeah, just hooping. And you're right. Like, the Oilers. Like, I do the same thing with the Oilers. Right? If they lose, yeah.
Do you have a bad day if they lose?
Hell yeah. It does impact my mood. Working here, it's calmed down a bit, I guess, and also going through what the team and the fans have been going through.
You're used to losing now. You're good at it.
Well, you're just like, your expectations now is all or nothing, like the t-shirt that they made.
Yeah. I was really happy to become a sports journalist because then I could like release all of the fan energy. And I'm like, okay, I'm not attached to anything anymore because it used to hurt when your team loses. Now I don't really care. Like, of course it would be nice if the Oilers won, but there's still a party somewhere.
I've had some crushing defeats in 2026 when it comes to my sports. Some crushing defeats already. It's been a rough year.
I know. That's why every time there's a big defeat, I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not a fan of anything.
But there's a part of me that I love it too at the same time.
You love to be hurt.
No, I know. There's a part of it. It's like we're sick in sports fans. We're sick. But it's when you get to the championship or you get to the high, it's kind of worth it.
Oh, hell yeah.
See, luckily I get to be on the champion side all the time because I'll just go to whatever locker room won. But anyway.
Jolene, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Jasmine, always great having you on.
Of course.
Where can people follow your stuff, Jolene? Because I forgot that because we're out of time, but I wanted to get into the postcards and I forgot about the postcards.
Next time we'll talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Jolene Latimer on Instagram. That's where I am right now.
We've got the Lock Shop coming up, myself and Huss in a few minutes. We've got Two Guys and Only, EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Mill, GCLD's Ulster pre- and post-game shows, pre-game show starting at 6 tonight, Oilers and the Canucks. Again, Oilers, if they're a Pacific Division 2 or 3, will start on Monday, but if they fall to Wildcard 2, they will start on Sunday. Thank you to everyone for tuning into the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. On behalf of Jolene, Jasmine, I am Matt. Thanks for tuning in. Here on Edmonton Sports Talk, clear choice for Edmonton Sports presented by Play Alberta. Lock Shop with with myself and Huss in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Look at this. Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,